Okay, we're testing. Okay, hold on. Let me check. Y'all, excuse my dog chomping. I don't know if you can hear her eating, but I can, and I don't know. That's how I know I'm about to be on my, about to be that time, because everything has been getting on my nerves. We are coming to you live and direct. I had to make sure my lighting was right. So basically I had took off today, and today's my dad's birthday, and I was going to tell him happy birthday, and I did that, but he spent a lot of time on the phone. But he did give me some money so I could go and do something for my car. But the thing is, I didn't want to do it right away. Like, I wanted to wait. And so I go to the dealership, right? I go to the dealership, and they're telling me that the suspension belt is wearing and tearing. There's nothing, I don't know. All I was trying to do was get an oil change and update my registration on my car. That's all I was trying to do. But it's, you know what I'm saying? And so then they put me in this van, this SUV van. You know what I mean? Like, I told them that gives me anxiety. I don't know how to drive those things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to drive something like that, right? So I had to spend time trying to learn how to drive a van because I was hungry. I was there since 10 o'clock. I didn't leave until like 2, 3 o'clock. I was like, I have things to do today. That wasn't on the to-do list. That was not on my to-do. I was pissed. Okay. I was pissed. I was so pissed. I was supposed to go get some chickpeas, and my dog, she wanted some snacks. So I was going to go get that, and I was going to give her a bath. Like, I had things to do. And that is a horror story for me. Let me tell you, that's a horror story. But you know what would have been worse if something bad would have happened to the car or whatever the case. So I don't know. I was just trying to get my oil change because I was going to hit 20,000 miles. Like, can you believe I've had that car for like 3 years, and I'm not even at 20,000. That's what I was telling. I'm like, the car is at 19,700 something. I want to wait until it's at 20,000 miles. Like, I got one more tank of gas, and then I'm going to do whatever it is. Anyway, we got to have a story. We got to have a story to make sure we're on live, but we are live. Okay. So as you know, this is the introduction. Okay. As you know, I turned 32. And when I turned 29, 28, I have been depressed. Excuse the noise. Look, we're doing this way past our bedtime. But anyway, I was depressed turning those ages or whatever. And now I'm happy. But now I really got down to the bottom of why I was feeling that depression. I was afraid of making a mistake. Okay. If you saw the, pictures or whatever, the thumbnail, I put all the things, like every scary scene in a movie that I have seen since childhood or whatever, because it's like that. And then add that to the fact that all the jobs I've been having, I've been working with older Black women, and they be giving me the tea. Like, I'm like, dang, every time I come to work, I am thinking that y'all are going to give me better news. Like, happily ever after vibes. And it just never happens for me. It just never happens. And I'm just like, but it's like this crippling fear that keeps you from making choices, making decisions, because one wrong turn, you're out of there. All right. So let's just in case you saw my thumbnail and you don't know what you're looking at because you might be young. The first picture is Bernie from Waiting to Exhale. Her husband cheated on her with a secretary. Then he was talking about, he leaving her for her, right? And then, girl, they 2 kids and all types. Girl, it was a lot. He was taking her to the dinner instead of, taking the mistress instead of Bernie. She been with him forever, right? Then he was trying to do something real strange with the divorce settlements, right, girl? So I'm like, you got the house, you can sell it. What? Yeah. Then everybody should know Janet. Janet, I know you know that. Okay, the next one, I know you know. Oh, dang, I forgot her name just that quick. Her man was cheating on her. It's Why Did I Get Married? Now, you might not think that Love and Basketball is a horror story, but for me, it was cringe. It was cringe, you guys. I did not like Love and Basketball. I thought it was very pick-me-sha. I thought it was just a lot, okay? We're going to talk about it because I got a whole list of notes and archetypes, and I'm going to go over it. I don't even want to spoil it. The next, on the other side, now listen, I don't know why Csnnon Lathan has starred in all of these movies, but I actually like this movie. Brown Sugar was my favorite, and it still is like my favorite romantic comedy, but it's still messy. Like, that was her best friend, and they ruined 2 other people's lives because they didn't know if they wanted to be together. Why does it have to take you getting divorced, okay, and you ruining this other man for y'all to just get together? I think that's scary. Okay, we already know Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I got Janet on there again because he was trying to play with her, and I'm gonna talk about that arc. I'm gonna talk about all of that right there. But he was trying to play with her and her finances with that divorce settlement. I'm gonna get into it. Okay. Then we got He's a Good Man, Savannah. Whitney. Yes, we got her in there. Then Csnnon Lathan, A Family That Prays. Let me tell you, why does she play in all these movies? Why does Csnnon Lathan play in all these movies? Anyway, if you didn't see A Family That Prays, basically, she was married to a man, okay, blue collar job, I think. And, you know, at their wedding, this other man starts talking to her. She starts an affair. Things go crazy. And at the end of the movie, he drops her like a bag. And if you know, I love her. I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want people to flag it. But it's just like, she was dating this guy that was already in a relationship. I don't know. I don't think he was married. I think he was already in a relationship. And he was always like, oh, I'm going to leave her. She had a baby. She ended up, getting rid of the baby or whatever. But, on the second thing, she left. She going to go ahead and have the baby. I don't think that was a good idea. And then finally, my favorite, Lynn Whitefield. Oh, my God. A Thin Line of Love and Hate. I feel like that's the redemption. Yeah, that's the redemption. Okay? So let me tell you. I had to go over all of the different thumbnail clips, pictures, so that you will understand. But I'm going to tell you some real life scenarios, okay? These are real life horror stories inspired, okay, loosely or closely, okay, on real life, okay? Let me tell you. I was watching my video on We Deserve More Than Enough, and I discussed not settling, how we accept the love we think we deserve, all right? The longer you're single, the more you second guess things that you have on the list and different things of that nature and everything like that. But this video right here is going to be like the summation of all of my research. And I'm going to tell you the scariest stories. Okay. All right. Now, in my scary story series or whatever, there are like 3 archetypes of women. Okay. I'm going to start with the first archetype because that archetype I am the most familiar with. Okay. And I feel like all archetypes that I'm going to talk about in this video are interchangeable. Okay. You can belong to any archetype in this video. It could be all together. You could be a combination, if you will. But I'm just going to talk about the ones that I am familiar with. I did try to make them, interchangeable. Okay. And if you hear noise, excuse it, y'all. Okay. All right. High achievement. That means you're high achievement, high functioning. You have goals. I related this to Terry from Soul Food or whatever, and it's just like you did everything right. You did everything. You go to school. Like, we're growing up, Black girls, they tell us to go to school, get an education. You get an education. Nobody can take those credentials from you. You go off and you get a good job. You do everything right. Well, here's the thing. Nobody told you that, You prioritize education, right, over relationships, and then you have a lack of experience in dating. All right. So the first time you start dating, you really kind of fall hard for that person, right? You overlook things that you wouldn't normally have overlooked. Okay. You make compromises that you wouldn't normally make compromises on, right? And the more education and the more accolades and the more, success and achievement and money that you make, it seems like your dating pool, you know what I mean? Viable partners, that is reduced now. Okay. All right. It's reduced. You seem to be facing do you have to, compromise on, does he have a better job, or you have the better job, or you have to sacrifice your livelihood so that you can, you know what I mean? Like, it's just all these different factors. Okay. So bang, you get somebody that is not making the same amount that you're making, a little less. Well, he feels some type of way. He feels a little inferior because you're making more money than he is, right? Or he feels like you should be paying more and all this other stuff because, girl, it's a whole, it's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. It is a whole thing. He feels some type of way that you have more education because he didn't finish education. He didn't finish school. He didn't do this. So he feels inferior. His ego is just torn to pieces because you're more educated than he is. You're making more money than he is. So he feels like he has to compensate for that ego by doing other things, extracurricular activity. Now you would think that because he feels inferior, he would go out and go make some more money or go get the education that he feel like he needs, or whatever. Like, he feels like it's a competition, but instead of doing the things that you would think that he would do, like, that's the logical thing that I would do. If I feel like somebody is more educated than me, then I'm going to go get some more education. If I feel like somebody's making more money than me, I'm going to go get some money. Like, that's what I'm going to do. But they're not doing that. They're going to extracurricular activities. They're going to cheat. Yeah. And then embarrass you and make you feel like the choices that you made, right, are the worst things. Like, they're trying to take you down a notch, right? So now you gaining weight. You getting, you know what I mean? Like, why? What's wrong with me, girl? Nothing's wrong with you. Nothing's wrong with you. This is a horror story, but it's real life now. Let me tell you what else happened. Let me see what else happened. Okay. Now say you haven't even, like, you get out of that relationship, or you never even got in that relationship, but everybody keeps telling you that you need to pick somebody, like your standards are too high. They too high for you now. You need to just pick. Well, you take what you can get, girl. Take what you can get. And then you see all of this social media, discourse about, maybe you should be okay with dating a garbage worker, a waste management, sanitation personnel. You know what I mean? And there's no offense to that, no disrespect, but it's just kind of like we seem to, be mistaken that, yeah, we can be in the same, race and ethnicity, but there's class. You wouldn't ask a lawyer, not to date a lawyer or something on that level. You know what I mean? Not saying anybody, different strokes for different folks. And I feel like there's always this thing with Black women. Black women, they don't want you to have nothing. You should just be glad that somebody looked at you. You know what I mean? But it's a horror story. I know. I'm telling it with a smile, but it's really like, that's what it is. Like, that is what life is right now. Okay? Excuse me. You know what I mean? The other part is, let's see what else. You make all the money in the family. You're the most educated. You have everything that you need. I got a little thing right there. It's irritating me. Anyway, you're the successful one in the family. You're taking care of everybody. Now, that's going to take us into the family oriented as well. But you're taking care of everybody. You're taking care of your relationship. You're taking care, but nobody is there to take care of you. If something happened to you, you are literally all you got. Nobody is as competent as you are. So if something happened to you, it's like everything falls apart. Okay? Could you imagine you needed to go and have surgery and there was nobody there to pick you up? Or worse, you had somebody to pick you up, but they couldn't take care of you. You don't have nobody to take care of you if something happened to you. For real, for real. That is scary. That is so scary. And you know what? You know what's even worse? You being in a relationship and you getting this really, really bad illness, right? And then you find out while you in the hospital that somebody is cheating on you, girl. Oh, that's scary. That is so scary. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to say this because I saw it on TikTok. But listen, things like that happen when you are in relationships that you are not supposed to be in. Okay. They will literally suck the life and vitality out of you, right? Until you have nothing left. And that is a lesson that we have to learn. If you don't heed the message, you're bound to repeat, okay? Fall victim. And I just wouldn't want that for you because listen, it's real. I know I'm joking, but I'm literally telling you the truth, okay? Do not get caught up, okay? Anyway, all right, let's see what else. What else? Let's see what else I put on here. Hold on, high achievement. I think I hit everything. It says, high achievement. For everyone else, it's okay for them to be plain Jane. Okay? They can be plain Jane, but we can't be plain Jane. We have to put it on. We have to put it on. We have to give personality. But here's the thing. Plain Jane can get a red carpet, right? Rolled out for her. Okay? It seems like Black women have to do the utmost. Okay? The utmost to get some type of respect. Okay? To get some type of treating me like a human being. Treating me or even being seen. We have to do the utmost. You know what I mean? You have to be dolled up and done up and everything for people to respect you and to treat you like a human being and for you to have standards. But plain Jane can just breathe, just exist. And things are, yeah. Don't that sound strange? Anyway, moving on. Whew. What else? Hold on. Here's the thing. Okay, so being high achievement, and that could be anything. That could be a variety of things. You could be, it could be anything. High achievement, high functioning. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be working, whatever. It doesn't matter. Listen, the more that you do for yourself, the more success and everything, it seems like your family life and your relationships take a back seat. And say you were in a friend group and they, y'all had different vibes. Your friend group might be full of married women and different things of that nature. You have to watch them go through different things. You know what I mean? And then oftentimes, there's resentment between both parties. And we're going to talk about that. Let's go straight over to family oriented. So you're taking care of everybody. Okay. Now this is just straight up. You didn't do a career. You became a mom. Okay, you became a mom or you're the family caregiver. You're taking care of your mom. You're taking care of your siblings. You're the responsible one. Might not be as high achievement, but you're making moves, but you're taking care of everybody. People resent you for taking care of them. Okay, for being the oldest, being the responsible one, people resent you for that, and they take you for granted too. They take you for granted and they kind of like, they just feel like you gonna always be there. And, they just be taking your kindness for weakness and you end up being a doormat for people, not just in family, but even in your relationships. You become a doormat because you're spending so much time with other people, taking care of them, putting their needs before your own. You love people, okay? You love people. We're not going to make that a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But if you forsake yourself, you are all you have. I promise you. Because even if they could, I don't think that they would. You know what I mean? That's just me. That's just my Scorpio moon. I don't know if they would do it. I don't know if they would, give you the same energy that you were giving them. Okay? Now, usually When you prioritize your family, okay, it goes two ways. Like if you prioritize your children, then, you know, sometimes the husband resents you. But if you prioritize your husband, then your kids resent you. You know what I mean? It's usually those two things, right? And those dynamics. And it's just kind of like you can't win for losing. There's no, sometimes I just feel like it's the kind of balance. What kind of person are you married to? What kind of, you know, systems and things like that do you have in your household, you know? But it's just like there are some women that prioritize their husband or they second or third husband over their children and different things of that nature, right? And then there are some women that these are my kids, take it or leave it, you know what I mean? And so those are just different dynamics that you just don't know. It's the luck of the draw, you know what I mean? The other part is, you know, you might not have personal interests. Okay. When you are taking care of everybody and not taking care of yourself, you might not even have personal interests. You might not even know yourself. You might not even know what you're capable of. And then this is the worst part. You might resent your children, right? Especially your daughters. Ooh, you might resent your daughters, right? Because they have so much opportunity in life going forward. They have more years in front of them, and it's all this, I wish I could have, I wish I would have, and you know, you didn't get to do that, right? We live in a different time where our parents, our mothers didn't have the same opportunities that we have now. It's only very recent that women could have their own houses, have their own bank accounts, you know what I mean? Have the money to buck up and leave, right? So it's just kind of like, yeah, those are some very real pitfalls that plague us, okay? Yeah, it's real out here. It's not funny, it's real. Okay, what else? The horror story. Have you ever seen that movie, This Is for Color Girls? Oh, that movie had a chokehold on me. If you want to watch something for Halloween, watch that movie. Oh, that movie had me in shambles. And you know what? I used to watch it all the time. Because I was like, I don't want to make those same mistakes. But sometimes, y'all, you know, people be living on autopilot. Things happen and you just be like, it happened quicker than you anticipated. Like before you knew it, something that happened and now you in that situation. You know what I mean? And you didn't get to choose it. All right. Another one, listen. Another horror story is being male-centered. Like this is an archetype, okay? All right, being male-centered, like you prioritize men, the male gaze, you know, and what a man can give you. The problem with being male-centered, male-oriented is that, you know, it's short-sighted. It's very, very short-sighted. A lot of women who are male-centered, male-focused, focus on what they can get from a man. Listen, men are fickle. You could be married to him. You can be dating him. And if you don't jump when he say jump or you da-da-da-da-da, and they can smell it on you, right? They gonna make you jump. They gonna make you do all of that. Listen, they will leave you high and dry every single time. They will leave you high and dry. They are fickle. I don't know what it is, but it just gives me the energy of I don't want to, like, we don't hate men. We don't, but we're just noticing a pattern. Okay. We're noticing a pattern that if it's not something like concrete, like if you're asking for something that is more abstract, one, they're not going to really think about it. Like they're more likely to listen to you with a not a high-pitched voice, but looking pretty and different things of that nature, because it's all about the aesthetic. So it's fickle to me, you know, that the substance is not necessarily there. You know, it drives on attraction, right? You have to be attracted to the person. You have to like the person. You have to do all these different things, jump through all these hoops to get the things that you want, right? But if you're not thinking up here, right, and you just a shiny da-da-da-da, then they can bend you and mold you into whatever it is that you want. And then you never have a sense of self in these types of things, right? So you find yourselves, you know, not having a place to stay, you know what I mean? Depending and living, and you have to put up with certain lifestyles or whatever because you didn't do what you were supposed to be doing, making sure that you had something for yourself. That puts you in the lifestyles that our grandmothers and different things never wanted for us, right? So if he say you gotta jump, then that's what y'all gotta do. That's the lifestyle because you didn't, cultivate something within yourself. You're not focusing solely on yourself. You're focusing on what he can give you, what he can do for you. You see what I'm saying? Moving on. You bounce from one man to another, right? Because you're looking for something, but you never truly find it. You never truly find it because it's not outside, it's inside. Right? But you wouldn't know that. Moving on. Your energy is wasted. I've done the research. Women thrive when they focus on themselves. Yes, I have a happily ever after. And I'm going to give that to you when I'm done telling y'all all the scary things that could possibly happen to you. Okay? Listen. When you aren't a girl's girl and you see other women as competition, you lose out. Because I feel like we as women, like girls, give out the free game. Because it ain't going to hurt me to give you a little word. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to ever tear nobody down without lifting them up, period, point blank. But it's just kind of like if you view women as competition, like that's all you see women as, like I feel so sorry for you. Okay, because women who are single live longer, right? And we build our own communities and we are just so like, if we were running the country, things would be taken care of. And we can go ahead and have some mimosas. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, it's not that deep. People say that women are more emotional and that's why they can't make decisions and different things of that nature. But I feel like sometimes men really be doing things based off of their egos and they cannot make choices outside of their ego. Like everything has to be about them and how they look and different things of that nature. And they don't make choices considering everybody. So that's what I mean when I say that men are fickle. Like if you are a business owner and you are a president or you are whatever, you have to think about everybody involved. You have to be like a mother. A mother considers her children. She considers the house. She considers everything that is going on in the situation. She's thinking about all these different things at the same time. Men can only think about one thing at a time. Studies have shown. I'm not going to pull it up. You can Google it. But men think about one thing at a time. Okay? Not that women multitask. I could think about a variety of things at one time. They can only do one. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's what I mean when I say that they're fickle. And like, is that what you want to be controlling your life? Like dictating the direction of your life? Is that what you want? So I don't think you win by being male-centered. I don't think that you win by being the male-centered. Okay? Listen. I did this because I feel like we don't have enough research on women who have it all, right? My question is, can women have it all? Like, that's my question. That's my burning question. Like, I don't know if this video is even making sense, but it's just kind of like, can we have it all? And stuff like this keeps me up at night because I'm just like, girl, I do not want to make a bad choice. I don't want to look up and life is not going the way I want it to go. I mean, well, but I don't want it to be bad. Listen, what if you high achievement? You get your own business. You are a billionaire. You are a millionaire. You are out here 6 figures. You are doing the things. You're doing all of the things, right? You get married, right? And it doesn't work out. And he takes you to court. He takes you to court and he won't have. Listen, I'm not feeling that. I am not. Because it gives bum behavior. It really does. Because it takes a special type of man to do stuff like that. But it happens every single day. I think we have a lot of women. You have Britney Spears. I mean, she was going through something mentally, but it's just like, you didn't work for that, Kevin. But she should have knew that she shouldn't have took that man but can a man be taken? That's the other question. Can a man be taken? Right? Like, it's just too much. It's too much. Listen, I know we love Jay Z and Beyonce. I know we love them, but I don't feel like that is like a happily ever after for me, because I don't. I like the fact that, okay, she met him probably at a young age, impressionable, right? But she chose her career over him. He wrote a song about it, I think it was called Song Cry or something. I don't know. He made a song about it. All right. But then it's like the male ego cannot handle. She eclipsed him. She was focused on her career, not necessarily like, yeah, we in a relationship, but you're already Jay Z. I want to be Beyonce. I have to do my thing. Right. And he couldn't handle that, and over time she's Beyonce. And he cheats on her. And she have a song out called Resentment. Then she write a whole Lemonade album. Right? Yeah. Now, I mean, they got over it. But, I hold grudges. I'm sorry. All right. Now, here's the other part. So, boom. Let's move over to Rihanna. Now, Rihanna doing it, okay? On her P's and Q's. Dotting the I's and crossing the T's, right? Makeup brand. It's Fenty. Period. She decides to have kids with A$AP Rocky. I would define him as a stay-at-home boyfriend. Now, I wouldn't marry him. I wouldn't do that. But it's just kind of like, it's not a good idea for women to be successful and get married to someone that is not on their level or above, simply because you might be at risk. So some people are like, A$AP Rocky needs to get married to Rihanna. But I say, if I was Rihanna, I wouldn't be marrying nothing. Period. He can live here, but I'm not going to put that ring on the finger, because at the end of the day, this stuff say Fenty. And when he get ready to go, it's still going to say Fenty. Let's enter in Mariah Carey. She could have been with a billionaire, but she sued him for wasting her time and won. And I don't think that we're putting a lot of energy on that. But I don't understand what was going on with her and Nick Cannon, right? Because when it happened, I was confused. And now that I'm an adult, I'm still confused. Still confused. But I don't think she ever gave him anything out of their divorce. I don't think so. Now, here's the other part. Cardi B, right? She was on the grind. And I think she manifested Offset. She manifested. So you finally get something that you always wanted. And then it turns out to be a nightmare. You become a superstar. You eclipse, right? You eclipse your male, right? Your mate, whatever. You eclipse him. Now he can't handle your success. Then what? You the breadwinner. You taking care of everything. He the stay-at-home husband. All right? He cheating on you, embarrassing you. You still trying to make it work. Still burning a couple of candles, trying to see if this gonna work out. Don't work out. All right? You going to get you somebody else. He wants spousal support. What? You see what I'm talking about? No. I think the only good thing that happened is Sierra. I think she's the only one that's good. I don't even want to talk about these other people I have written down, but it's just kind of like Lady Gaga said, your career will never wake up and tell you it doesn't love you anymore. Part of me feels sad about that, because it's like, dang, all you have is your career. But it's not that. I think you need to have a passion. You need to have something that you love. You need to have something that is yours. It belongs to you, right? And that is not necessarily going to be someone else, because people make mistakes. People make bad choices. I think even Lauryn Hill had issues, right? And that's, you know what I mean? It's just, to be a woman and to be high achieving, you can be high achieving. You can get the career, but it's like you get the career, then you might miss out on love. You can get the love, get the relationship, get the family, and things still not, right? Because you dedicate yourself to your family, right? You dedicate yourself to your family, and then you stop dedicating yourself to yourself. Okay, you're spending more time on everybody else, so you don't have time to keep yourself up, right? And so, you know, your husband resents you because you don't look like what you used to look like. You don't do the things that you used to do. You care more about these kids than you care about him, right? Scary. Scary. It's so scary. It's so scary. Oh God, Jesus. It is so scary to be in a situation like that. Okay, listen. You could be married. Y'all could be a power couple. Okay, y'all could be a power couple, right? But it's still not good enough. It's still not good enough because you saw the man when he was on the grind, and he don't respect you enough, right? He gonna be taking the money from the business to put to someone else, right? And he using y'all come up business on somebody else. He gets his ideal type. Right? You was who he could afford at the time, but now that he can afford something better, he gets something better. So scary. It's so scary. It's so scary. It's real. It's real. This is happening right now. Right now. Okay? Now, some people believe that a rich man is abusive, but a poor man he can be abusive too. Anybody can be abusive. Anybody can be a manipulator. Anybody. It just depends on what they want and if you got it and they want you to give it to them. I'm just saying, it's not a good time. So we have to be careful. We really do. Imagine, you know, you grow up in poverty and you get out of poverty. Okay? You get out of your poverty and then you get into these new environments. Okay, they tell you to go and get a job. They tell you to go and make something out of yourself. And you do that. You do that. But then, you know, you get hit with all these different bills. Okay, bills are due every month. I don't know if they told you that. But bills are due every month. And you can't miss a single payment. Or they come in with that tow truck, period. You got to make your payments. Got to make your payments. Man, they make your payments. Okay, then the laws change. These some new laws. You got some new presidents. You got some new Congress people, new judges. And the judges supposed to be alive for a lifetime. You know what I mean? All this stuff happening at the same time. It is real. It is real. It is real. Okay? They care more about you having the baby than actually feeding the baby. Not getting political, but it's real. Okay. They care more about you having children than feeding children, right? They don't care about the world that the child is going to be living in just as long as they get into this world. No. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Okay. Woo, let me check my notes. Before I tell you the happily ever after, you know, listen, and I don't want people to feel some type of way about me talking about different class systems and different things of that nature, but it's just kind of like, I feel like it's very disrespectful for you to ask someone who might be an intellectual to dumb themselves down. You know what I mean? You wouldn't ask certain people to date certain people, but it only happens when it's Black women. Okay. That's the thing. All right. Now here's the other part. You might have a woman that is married and they have kids and they have their definition of success. They have it all until they meet someone that might have a little bit more, right? Might have a little bit more. And then the insecurities seep in, right? All right. Then they get into competitive mode. Okay. Right. So it's like, oh, your husband doing this. Well, my husband can do this. All right. And it's always this push and pull. Right. Then it's like, you know, you get issues with that woman because she's challenging her idea of success or her reality of what's possible. Okay. And then you in this feedback loop of, oh, well, that's unrealistic. You know, you can't have that. You can't be that. My husband don't do that, so your husband ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Listen, these are things that people are going through right now. Like, this is real life horror story, black girl horror story. Okay. You know, like you go on a date with somebody, you want to go half, you know what I mean? Like all that stuff, everything. Okay. Now here's the thing. I have a remedy so that you can have a happily ever after. We talked about Sierra. I think the remedy to all of these, and it's not Lynn Whitfield on A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. It's actually going to be Robin Givens, okay, in the movie Boomerang. You have to focus on yourself. I've been doing an experiment, and the more you care for yourself, take care of yourself, prioritize yourself and your needs, it don't matter what it is. If you want to go and take off work and go get a massage, get your nails done, get your hair done, okay? I don't care. And you ain't nothing got to be wrong with you. Ain't nothing got to be wrong with you. Like, whatever it is that you want to do. You might want to go walk your dog. You might want to go paint something. You might want to go draw something, color something, do something. It don't matter what it is. Whatever you want to do, whatever pops up into your head, it is valid. Taking care of yourself, prioritizing yourself. In the movie, we're speaking of Robin Givens. She flipped the script. She was not overly concerned about this man. Okay? She was very much like nonchalant. Gave him nonchalant, drew him up the wazoo. Okay? He was prioritizing. He was just in disarray. Okay? Because she flipped the script on him. She was the female version of him. You have to have that energy. You have to put yourself first. And you, like, I feel like it's kind of hard to do that, especially like when we care about each other, like we care about other people and we want to be there for people. We want to love everybody. We want to treat everybody the way we want to be treated. But you can't do that, especially to men, because they don't see it that way. They see it like you easy. They see it like, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be rude. I'm going to tell you right now, the meanest person I know to men is my grandmother. My grandmother and my mom. Okay? And they have nice lives. They have nice lives. I'm sorry. And I didn't get it, but now I do. Now I do. I've been doing the experiment and it's been very effective. It's been very effective. You have to be mean. You have to be uncompromising. You just have to. And you have to prioritize your needs. Like, you come first every single time, because it cannot go any other way. It has to go the way that you need it to go. Okay? Because if you let off of them, if you get off their neck one time, I promise you, everything is going to go to crap. Okay? Everything going to go to crap. Bernie was working when nobody else was working. Okay, every day of the week. That's what Mary told us about it. Okay, you know, she was at the job when no one else, helping him get on his feet. Okay, she would stop breathing if he told her to. What? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He's supposed to be doing what you told him to do. He's supposed to be going to get you something. Period. That's how it starts. The horror stories all start because we forsake ourselves. I don't even know if that's the right tense. Forsake, forsaken, forsook. Because we forgot about ourselves. Okay? Take care of yourself, love yourself, and you won't have to live through these horror stories, because these horror stories are real. They are very real. Okay? Okay? This is after the dating phase. I'm not talking about the dating phase. I'm talking about getting married. Like, what happens when you get married, or you're trying to date because you're successful, and what happens then? It's real. Okay? I'm sorry if this video did not make sense. I was trying to make it sense. Make sense. Okay? I had a long day. Had a long day. All right. I will see you in the next video. Okay. Happy Halloween. Heed the warnings.